No one screamed, no. Hello, everybody. So here we are in our Tuesday workshop. We're playing around in the secret garden, the FUT202 secret garden. It's a collective secret garden. And we've got some people who've owned up to their names, like Nock and Ellen. For some reason, I got called Playful Caterpillar, and I tried to change it, but I couldn't. So I have no idea what's going on there. So there are some of us who are working under pseudonyms, which is a great thing to do. But what I'd like to do is invite people to talk about what they're seeing here in general terms. And let's invite, maybe Ellen, could you kick us off? Because I really liked your post on with that beautiful image there about tiny moments of being present. Can you tell us what you're seeing in our collective secret garden and anything else that you're thinking about? And then people feel free to jump in and just add your thoughts as we go. Barbara had computer problems too. That's okay, Barbara. Are you able to see what we're talking about and everything?
Yes, thank you.
Ellen, over to you. Please kick the reflections off.
Yeah, thank you. I must admit that I was pretty busy trying to reflect on what this means to me, so I didn't really explore much else, but I really like that it's very free. It's some pictures, some tiny quotes, and some animals and whatever people can relate to. Yeah, I was mostly trying to reflect on what it means to me and cram in as much as possible. So yeah, I need to just go into the document. Oh, it disappeared. Okay, never mind. But I see the shared screen. Yeah, I think I posted a few things. Did you want me to?
You've got open doors, different perspectives, growing closer, closing doors, view and reflections. And that's really interesting because near that, this person called Playful Caterpillar put up this doorway and said doorways to another world. Can you see how closely related they are? Yeah, so what made you think of doors and doorways?
I love taking pictures and trying to capture moments into pictures, even if I don't have a good equipment and I'm not a photographer. But I was just looking in my phone on my favorite pictures, if it was something there that would feel instantly right in this moment, thinking about my secret garden. So I find this lovely picture from Austria. Me and Jenny went there, and I think it's a wine garden. I like wine too, but this is more about the lovely view.
Yep.
And there was a door, and I remember there was not really a fence around the door area, so it was like a just door standing there, and that made me feel like even if like a door doesn't mean that there's also a fence. There can be doors and it can mean different things. And depending on how you view it, you might open a door. There's other things you need to close the door to protect the garden. Yeah, you can shift perspectives and always reflect on, how to be present in your garden, how to protect it, how to share it too, because I think that's important.
Very nice. Yeah, I like it.
So I wanted to add something personal because the other picture that I put on top was I just crammed all my words into AI and I wanted to generate a picture, but I was not really happy with it. But I want to post it anyway because I thought that was what I did first. I wanted to see if it can put a finger on what I meant.
That's AI generated right now.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
It's cool. I like it, but it was not really the feeling I wanted to deliver. But I put in those words that I have under the picture, and then also a playlist that in my Spotify is called the Spiri, just something I usually listen to really step back and connect with, my intuitions, my gut feelings, what is really important, and to sort out what's less important. So,
Okay. Thank you. I mean, that's a beautiful start. I'm curious to ask Nock, why is Gabon Mate there? Nock?
Just because I think that it was him that I mean, I follow a lot of psychologists who has done a lot of work on kind of trauma or emotion or yeah, and he's one of them.
Mm,
And I think that when I heard about the gut feeling, it was him, it was from him.
okay. So
Gut
what else
feeling
are you seeing?
versus
Yeah,
yeah,
thanks.
sorry.
What? Tell us what you're seeing in this in our secret garden. What stands out for you? Are there
Oh,
any specific things?
I think that a lot of us like pets, either cats or dogs. We have a, Caitlin
Hmm.
seems to be obsessed with cats, and so am I. Yeah. And yeah, and I really, I think that we have only 10 minutes, which is not enough. And I'd like to, I hope to be able to keep this and to visit it. And we can share our resources or even it's like a place where it's a safe space where we can come and rejuvenate, I guess. Yeah.
So that's the secret garden, or that's the Padlet? Which one are you meaning, Nock, or is it both?
It's Padlet that kind of is a channel for us to access our collective secret garden, I guess.
Beautiful, beautiful. You can all set up your own Padlets. You get three that before you have to start paying. So you just keep throwing them out, or you file them away, and then you start a new one. So you can all use Padlet for free, by the way. Yeah, wonderful. I like the fungi. Who put that one up? I'm just trying.
Oh, that was me.
That was Caitlin. Good. Tell us about your well, not just the fungi. Tell us what you're seeing here.
Um, I like how people kind of picked up the theme of the secret garden and ran with it.
Mm.
So it led to I think a lot of posts being a bit metaphorical, which reminded me of the lecture. I think in one of the very last slides you talk about all knowledge being metaphorical.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Um, and when you said that, it occurred to me that the nice thing about things being metaphors is that it means they can always be reread and new meanings can be pulled out.
Mm.
So metaphors are generative that way.
They are. You're right. And of course, the context in which that I used that quote was that even language is metaphorical. So Knox said cat. What do we think of? So each of us has a cat in our head, you might say, and yeah. So that even language itself, and of course we see the image of a cat or gabo mate, the sprout germinating. They all carry potential stories that each of us will weave our own story around too. So the secret garden becomes almost a secret jungle as they grow. Alice, what are you seeing, please? I noticed you put up the word curiosity, which made me very happy because it's one of my favourite words. Have we lost you? Oh, no.
No, I'm seeing a lot about community and connections, and that one cannot be alone in this garden, and that it's a lot of interconnections and listening.
Yeah.
There's several references to music, and I guess music cannot both be the way we think of music, but also the music of life and the music of community. And yeah, I really like this garden.
It's a great garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking there, Caitlin. Why is that a typo in music for spoil ports or spoil sports?
Oh no, that's so I put up my favorite track from Brian Eno's Music for Airports. And I was
Yeah,
just being cheeky because
yeah,
we're in
I
a
know it.
garden. I was like, well, it's a soil port,
Yeah,
not an
okay,
airport.
great. I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, Lilia, what are you seeing? I want to get everybody's, at least their voice and some sort of reflection before we sign off. Even we can go over time a little bit, that's not a problem.
I really liked, I think, Nock put my sangha with the image of our team together without images. But yeah, I love that.
Great. Yeah.
And I agree with Alice that the Secret Garden is collective, as a matter of fact. So we need to listen to each other. Yeah.
Can you tell us what you are thinking? You wrote, tune in the music inside and let it unfold. Can you speak to that just
Yeah.
a little bit, please?
Yeah, the imagine that come into my mind was I don't know if you're familiar with the Family Madrigal, the cartoon. So everyone has some power, and this
Oh, yes, the
this
movie. Yeah.
yes, and this young lady is portrayed as she has the ability to grow roses and a lot of beautiful flowers. But then it's not her music, actually. She's more than her music inside is more growing cactus and other type of plants. So it's kind of tuning the music inside and letting it unfold. It's kind of putting the perspective that it might not be the music that you think,
Yeah.
but it's worth it to explore.
Yeah.
And the other things that I put was actually a funny thing because someone put I put other two things. One was connected with others, and I was referring of the things we talked before in the lecture about we all have needs. So and we talk about optimism and cultivate optimism, doing something that help us to do that. And in order to do that, we need to we cannot search calcium in coffee, and we cannot search potassium in eggshells. We need to be aware what we need and let other people be able to give us what they can or what they want. And so this give direction of our garden, make sure that our garden is okay. And one funny thing, on the bottom, someone at the beginning, before Kathleen was explaining us how to do how to use this platform, there was a test, and I really like the word because I think that it's again, it's like the first thing that I wrote. We need to be curious. We need to test ourselves and also get it wrong sometimes. It's also fine.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Jenny, you wrote this long one here. I'm assuming you're the J, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that's correct. I actually did. I put in a lot of thoughts into AI and asked it to summarize it in. I just like the thought of feelings, emotions being seasonal, like a garden. I like the metaphor because that underscores to me the importance of seasons. And as we talked about earlier, I think it was Barbara mentioning that she loves the fall or autumn and all the colors and everything. So it's in the shifts between seasons that we can embrace the beauty of every season, in a sense. So I guess that was what I thought about.
Is that your only post in this garden at the moment?
No, I posted a Shakespeare quote as well that I just thought was suitable about gardens. It's a classic quote that refers to our bodies as gardens and our wills as the gardeners. So
I must be going blind. Who's Careful Jackrabbit, by the way?
It's me. I I couldn't change the name. My computer
I
kept
couldn't either,
freezing,
so
and
you're the same as
so
me.
I just left it as it was, and it's kind of suited at the moment because I feel like a careful jackrabbit, I guess.
So tell us, Barbara, what are you seeing here in this full garden?
So, well, I'm seeing everything that's been said before, a lot of relational, community, grounding senses. We talk about music, we talk about earth, we talk about watching, we talk about feeling, maybe even smelling when there's mentions of gardens and flowers. And so there's a lot of, it's about involving all of our senses.
Yeah.
Is what I see in this.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, to me, you'll have access to this unless Caitlin took it down or something like that, and I'll ask Caitlin to. We can leave it maybe for 24 hours, and if you want to add to it, you can. And then Caitlin, if you could send me a PDF of the final, I can put it up on our Bubble Up site. But it will be here for people to work with until Caitlin has to pull it down for some reason. It's to me it's a great way of cultivating a conversation. And of course, I forget who it was who said we don't have much time. I think it was Knock maybe. And we don't. We could do something like this as an entire activity, maybe towards the end of, or at the end of this series of lectures, when we get through the fifth futures sense, we can actually have a whole session where we do this for the futures senses or something like that, using the Padlet's process. For the doorways, this one that's got welcome here and it's got the door there, so scrolling down, Caitlin, to the bottom, I took that photograph. That's outside of Borås in the south of Sweden. And I've been in love with it, even though it's not so clear, but standing there in front of that, it's from an old monastery and it's all that's left almost, except for the bit of a wall churchy thing down the back there. And to me, it represents that possibility of going between worlds. You know, as an historian, I look at it and I feel, yes, that's 12th, 13th century, so it's 600, 700, 800 years old, whatever it is. And it's kind of like I played walking through it and walking back out of it, just in and out, just to feel, you know, you could say the liminality of the temporal. That are we really in the present? How much of each one of us inhabits the past? How much of you, Lilia, are still the Lilia of 2010? And of course, that date I could point at any one of you and say, how much are you of that period? And so on. Because we are the sum of all our experiences. And some experiences, of course, are key to our emotional wiring today. How do I problem solve? It might be that I actually go and hide, you know, under the blanket that Barbara talked about at the beginning of this session. And, you know, each one of us can think about that and why might that response be the case. And, you know, the other thing about looking at this fantastic collection here is that, as you said, the number of images of pets, cats. I'm surprised we don't have a photograph of your dog, Jenny, because your dog actually plays quite a big role in this. Sometimes I've seen him sort of nuzzling you as you've been talking or you've been listening. So there's so much going on here that it's, for me, it just says something about our humanity, and I think that's really important. So for those of you who are listening to this recording, you know, the Padlet is something, as I said, that's free. You can create 3 of your own before you have to start paying or you know, whatever. It's not very expensive, actually. Of course, Caitlin and I are spoiled. We're able to use the USC subscription, so we can use in any number of these things. But you know, it's a great resource. You can play with it in terms of brainstorming. So those of you like Ellen and Jenny, Barbara, creating your thesis, thinking about your theses, you might want to start creating a visual platform for dropping in photographs, quotes, thoughts like that. We can, of course, you can connect them. I forget how now, but you can sort of connect arrows that go around as well, and that sort of thing. So you can create it almost like a brainstorm mind mapping sort of thing. Here, Caitlin's going to illustrate it for us. Connect to a post. Yep. Perfect, Caitlin. Thank you. Yeah. So there you go. So you can do that sort of thing as well, which is rather exciting. Any final comments from all of us in our secret gardens before we sign off? We've gone over time, which is perfectly fine. Been a real pleasure talking to you all. As I said, next we don't meet on Saturdays for the next, at least for another month or two, unless we meet for workshops. I'm hoping to get Leonora Oppenheim for Saturday the 15th of November, if she's free. We've gone through a couple of emails backwards and forwards, trying to get a date worked out. And I've asked her to do it at 8 o'clock her time, which is, so she's in England, and that means for you guys it'll be 9 in the morning, and for Caitlin and I here in Australia it would be 6 p.m. So but that seemed only fair for her, as you know, she's giving us this beautiful time and running a really cool workshop. So I hope you can all come to that. I will know in the next day or two, and then I will let everybody know by email. So I'm going to stop the recording here and thank you all right now.